Welcome back to the channel. Today we want to talk about one of the nagging questions that we all probably have when we're trying to live a more minimalist aesthetic in our home. For those of you who are new here, my name is Tim and I am a retired educator living in Chattanooga. If you want to follow me on other social networks, you'll find a link in the description for timchilders.bio.link, and it will give you all of my social media presences, as well as if you go to the homepage of this YouTube channel, you will see a featured playlist of the other two YouTube channels that I have in addition to this one. Commercial over. I have been on this struggle to balance minimalism, essentialism, and comfort. And I think that this is one of the things that most of us maybe struggle with is if I want to create a more minimalist aesthetic in my home, do I have to get rid of things that I really love? Do I have to get rid of things I've been attached to for years? And the answer to that question is no. You don't. But sometimes it's worth asking the questions. And so when I was getting ready to declutter my third closet, and it's through the door at the end of this hallway, where all of my tools will be kept, I had to get rid of a treadmill that I've had for, 25 years. And so one of my daughters helped me find someone who would take it off my hands. I just gave it away for free. I wasn't worried about trying to make any money off of it, but I had to get it out of the room. And in order to get it out of the room, I had to move this table that you see in the hallway. Now, that table has been there ever since I moved in several years ago. And I've always considered it to be something that sort of grounds the painting, that grounds the picture that sits above it. So it gives it kind of a weight. And it was a stylistic approach to decorating in the hallway. Nobody ever sees that. Rarely anybody ever sees that except me. And I walk past it several times a day. I got to the point where I wasn't even noticing it. I think it looks beautiful. I like the aesthetic of the picture above and the anchored table and the lamp. But when I moved it out of the way and I got the treadmill out of the house and I went back and looked at that hallway empty, for the first time I was really struck with having to make a decision. And that decision came about quite simply because after I had moved all of the heavy furniture out of my bedroom, it's still a work in progress, so I'm still not ready to show it yet. But after I had moved all that heavy furniture out of the bedroom and moved it upstairs, and I have replaced it with a more minimalist style, sort of a mid-century modern Scandinavian look, and opened up this vast amount of floor space, I noticed almost immediately, within just a few days, that when I walked into the bedroom, I didn't feel cramped anymore. There was something about just changing to give myself a little more breathing space in the room that made me feel just a little freer in my own space. It's hard to describe. Maybe you've experienced that, and if you have, leave me a comment on this video. But as I looked at that hallway, I was suddenly, for the first time, faced with this decision that was a decision not as easy as so many others. I like that table. I like that lamp. I like that combination. I think it looks nice. It's my aesthetic. I think it looks nice. But I really like that open feel to the hallway once I moved it out of the way. And so I was left with this choice. Do I put it back? Do I get rid of it? And so I put it back for a couple of days, and then I took it back out for a couple of days. Then I put it back. Then I moved it out again. And I have to say, for me, I like the open space. That's not the move that everyone should make. It's not the move I'm telling you you need to make. But for me, it all boiled down to the fact that I love the aesthetic and I love the space, and the two are not co-equal in this particular area of my house. Not the whole house, just this few square feet. And so I made the decision to get rid of the table. And now I have this open feeling in the hallway. It just feels freer to me. Maybe this is a decision that you've had to face as well. Do you get rid of things that you have really been attached to? Now, I have other furniture in the house that I could probably get rid of and have the same experience, but I really like it more than I like the space. It's hard to find the balance. Everything is an individual decision. It's an individual decision for me compared to you. It's an individual decision for this table compared to another table in another place in the house. They all have their own unique way of trying to come to terms with what is important. And for me, in this idea of essentialism, of trying to develop a lifestyle of what is essential to me, which goes beyond mere minimalist aesthetic in my home, I made a decision that the space was much better for my soul than the table. Let me know in the comments what you think, what decision you might have made, why. I'd be happy to entertain your thoughts, and we'll see you next time.